to Colts Quick Cuts. I'm Jeff.
I'm Ryan.
First thing we're going to talk about, first episode since the new format. We're going to talk about draft last year.
We'll dabble.
Let's talk about the draft. Okay, let's talk about the obvious guy second, Brandt Clarke. Let's talk about the first guy that you thought was a bit of a steal, Monte.
Monte, there was a situation where when I spoke with Jason Ford, the Colts general manager, where everyone knew that this kid was very skilled and he had a lot of upside. But as of I think it was December of last year, he was injured and he hasn't really played any competitive hockey since. So I think where the issue that lied with him was that just no one kind of knew where he was at. And the Colts, I think, felt like they had a good chance of getting him. He had a commitment with Harvard, which is obviously a big commitment.
Yeah, big thing. Yeah, absolutely.
But Ford was confident, and actually a little bit. He ended up signing finally with the team last week, I believe. The concern there was there was a lot of rumors floating around. Our own Ryan MacArthur had heard from several people saying that it looked like he was leaning towards the Menace. His dad is the general manager of that team.
Okay.
Luckily, things worked out, and he landed in Barrie, so he's going to bring a lot of offensive upside to the Colts this year. Now that we've locked him in, it will be very exciting to see what happens with him.
Yeah, I mean, Suzuki's obviously the number one centerman next year, I would think.
No doubt.
Where does he fit in? Monte centerman too. Is he a third line guy starting off?
I would imagine that'll
probably
end up being the case, but I mean, with camp coming up here in a couple weeks, just under a couple weeks, I think we'll get a better idea of how things are going to go. Dale kind of likes leaning on his more experienced guys, but I mean, if he comes in and lights it up, there's no reason he can't fall into a top six role.
Nice. And I mean, we'll talk about Clarke, I guess.
I suppose, because we haven't talked about him enough on the website, but
So, D-Man, first pick. I mean, this guy, he was with Don Mills last year. I mean, 113 points, 35 goals. He only played 73 games. That's ludicrous numbers for forwards. Yeah. He pulled it off as a defenseman. I mean, that Don Mills Flyers team, don't get me wrong, probably had some of the best, young players in North America, not only Ontario. Last year. I mean, they were good. So what's Brandt bring? I mean, you got guys coming back like Hill. Those guys, what does he bring?
He just has an offensive side to his game, obviously. I mean, 35 goals last year as a defenseman. He's dominant with the puck. His ability to just deceive guys with his puck movement. Offensively, he's just a monster, and that's just overlooking the fact that he's an incredibly reliable defenseman as well. His gap control is just outstanding. I got a chance to see him at the Colts rookie camp there a little while ago, and I think that the best way, and I think I've said it before, is just his skating just looks effortless. He moves so well.
Well, that's the game now too. That you have to be. If you're not a good skater in the game now, you're probably not going anywhere. I mean, the years of the big defenseman that was 6'6" that couldn't skate, and you're going, man, that guy's just out here to kill someone. Those are long gone.
This is not the game anymore,
And I mean, your first pass, your vision, your speed. That's what skill now.
And he has all that, And I mean, and the big thing too is even though he might not have that kind of size, the kid's still 6'1". I think he last registered at 177 pounds.
Yeah, and he'll get bigger.
He's 16 years old.
As he gets in with the Colts, starts working out.
Sure.
He'll get a lot bigger, right?
He's going to be ridiculous this year.
So anybody else you can think of off the top of your head you want to give props to in the draft? That what do you think? Who's dark horse?
Honestly, I mean, I think. The main ones that we're going to be watching, I don't know that we're going to end up seeing a lot of the other guys in. As we've mentioned, the camp coming up, the amount of players that we have showing up is just ridiculous. I mean, there's guys that you'd like to think would get a spot, but I don't think Dale's really going to stray too much from kind of what we've had the last couple of years. There's some guys, and even when myself and Ryan spoke, that could be on the bubble who have been on the team for the last couple of years that might not make it just because of the additions of the main guys.
Yeah, I mean, is that like a Forster? Is that like a...
Forster is good to go.
Yeah,
I think a lot of guys that might
a guy like Picard comes back. Like, there's been rumors that he might come, he might go, he might whatever.
I think the only issue that we might run into with Picard will be the fact that if he goes to Sabres camp and
lights it up,
and they don't... But I mean...
He won't be back.
I wouldn't see a situation... that it could happen, and even if you look back as early as last season with a guy like Zach Magawood, where we kept saying he's gonna be back, and especially with him hopefully to have taken one of those 3 overager spots, and he ended up. So I mean, there's always that possibility where they might not end up coming back. Buffalo's got a lot of young guys that are coming in. That
he's real good too. I mean, he's good.
He is very good.
He's a dude.
And it just takes that camp to go in and just wow somebody.
Absolutely.
So it's tough. I think guys like maybe like a Sam Rhodes is someone who you might kind of see on the bubble there.
Okay.
Forrester, he's just last year, especially towards the end of the season, he just really came into his game.
Absolutely, I like it. Great player.
Yeah, and he's just quick. He works hard, and you know what? The guys seem to genuinely like him. He's always got a smile on his face.
Absolutely.
And I think that's just kind of. With his upside, I think that he's somebody that doesn't have any concerns as far as losing his spot. And I think that a big sell for him was with the Lions getting juggled the way that they were towards the end of the season. When he played with Suzuki, man, and not everyone always clicks with top guys, but they had a few games together, and he just looked outstanding. And I would honestly love to see him move up to a role like that even on the team.
Very cool. All right, so that's episode 1, Quick Cuts. Jeff.
Ryan.
Cheers.
Bye.
Shaft graphic, Jack Carroll, black class poetry. Even when I ghostwrite, everybody know it's me. My diction exhibits a distinguished eloquence. Linguist possessing alien intelligence. Best fed gas, fuel, electric.